Hi, everyone. My name is Faith Wilkins L., and I'm excited to share my project, Neurosynca, with you. Neurosynca is a platform aimed at bridging the gap in autism, ADHD, and mental health diagnosis for individuals in underserved Black and Latino communities. This project was born from my own experience navigating the healthcare system while being neurodiverse and struggling to find accessible resources. So, a little bit of background about myself before I get started into the presentation is growing up, I didn't have access to mental health services and I wasn't diagnosed with ADHD, autism, and dyslexia until I was 24 years old. Had I been diagnosed earlier, it could have changed the way I approached life in school. Unfortunately, many others in underserved communities still face these barriers. That's why I wanted to create an AI-powered companion to guide individuals on their neurodiverse journey and make testing more accessible. In underserved communities, mental health resources are scarce, and the impact of undiagnosed neurodiverse conditions is significant. So, about according to the CDC, 1 in 6 children in the United States has a developmental disability, and that number the ratio is actually increasing over time compared to the 1900s. But Black and Latino children are often diagnosed later and have less access to care. So, what does Neurosync do? So first, what it does is it's a chatbot companion that pulls ADHD and autism data from the web to offer healthcare recommendations and tips through open AI's API, right? Although it's not a doctor, it provides quick and accessible advice based on common neurodiverse challenges, giving users much needed guidance on how to seek further help. And secondly, the main part of Neurosynca is it allows users to find affordable testing centers near their location. So right now you can only put in coordinate points, but of course I am going to improve on this application over time. So this feature, finding the test feature, is actually a is powered by a deep learning model that I created, which predicts the affordability of test centers based on a number of variables like location, the type of test, whether it's ADHD, autism, or general mental health, and the service availability. So, how did I build this website? So, first, actually, let's demo the entire website. So, first, what you want to do is let me explain this finding the testing center first. This finding the testing center actually uses Google Places API, and it essentially scrapes the web it uses Google API to look for testing centers near you, and then based off of this random forest regressor model that I implemented, it should be able to predict the price. Currently, if we go to the model picture, currently this is the accuracy. After, training and cleaning up and fine-tuning the model, I actually got lowered from a 241 RMSE error to a 209 error. So this is the accuracy of the model. And that is what Find Centers is supposed to do. So to build the model, I actually scraped the Google API. I used the Google API to pull in test centers and location. And unfortunately, there's no wide known database for autism testing prices and ADHD testing prices. So that's an ongoing effort that I would love to contribute to build this database so that I can accurately train this model and reduce the RMSE RMSE score. So let's go into the um account. So the user is going to register. I'm gonna just name it tester, and the password is gonna be 123 123. And this is hooked up to my database. So we're gonna register. Okay. Once the user tester registers, the user will be prompted with registration successful. You can now log in. Actually, oops, gotta log in with tester. Never save that. Okay, so inside of the chat platform, you have a chat bot companion. And so what essentially is going on is that once I select a topic that I want to focus on, I can ask Neurosynca, like, for example, I think I may have ADHD. Can you tell me why I always misplace my keys? Is that an indicator? And then I'm going to submit. See? And then it tells you it's possible misplacing your keys could be related to ADHD. With our brains always jumping from one thing to another, it's easy for us to forget. Have you tried setting up a designated spot for your keys? That could be helpful, right? So it's also giving, advice for the ADHD patient. And this is also using OpenAI's API. I am also storing the chat history. So anybody want to come back with a conversation, or maybe they want to take notes from a conversation that they already had, they have access to that in the chat history. So how I built the platform, summary of how I built everything. So I use a combination of Flask, Python, Google Places API, Open API, and the deep learning model, which I showed here. The deep learning model uh, I use predicts the affordable test centers based on the user's input, and the Global Places API provides the nearby test centers. So one of the challenges, like I explained, is that I had an issue with finding accurate data online. And so this is an ongoing problem where we're going to need to invest as a community into resources so that this platform is using real world data and people are updating the data, the prices, the availability, the discounts, And so looking forward, I want to partner with testing centers and neurodiversity organizations, and even create a nonprofit to provide real-time and updated information for this. Accessibility to healthcare is a very important part in underserved communities, like especially me. When growing up, I didn't have access to this. And so having a chat companion could have been, even if it can't provide real world diagnosis, it could have hinted to me not feeling or asking myself, why do I feel this way? What's wrong with me? And so this will be one step closer. Maybe showing this to your parents could help them save more. Or maybe you, as me, if I would have known, I would have been able to save my money to get an accurate diagnosis. So I know what's up and what do I need to do and how do I organize my life, like, for example, misplacing your keys. So thank you for your time. And I'm excited to share Neurosynca with you and to keep working on making mental health and neurodiverse resources more accessible for underserved communities. Thank you.